What is up, everybody? We are back for another edition of Queen City Reds. What a difference a week makes. What an absolute difference a week makes. The Reds, I mean, even when I did a little series review after they finished playing the Padres, I was down in the dumps. The Reds blew another lead. They couldn't score, lost an extra innings game. I was down in the dumps, and I said, and now we have to play the Dodgers. Well, guess what the Cincinnati Reds did to the Dodgers? They took them down, swept them. Who would have seen that coming? Nobody. Nobody would have saw that coming. You know, that's why baseball is awesome right there. The Cincinnati Reds sweep the Dodgers. They come back yesterday on Memorial Day and beat the Cardinals. Nick Lodolo returned. Great things are happening for the Cincinnati Reds. They're still 24-30, but that's a lot better than 20-30. How long can the streak go? Can they get another 12-game winning streak coming up? Who knows? But this is awesome. It was April 23rd and April 24th, the last time the Reds had won two straight games until they beat the Dodgers. Just think about that. April 23rd and April 24th. The last time they won two games in a row against anybody, I should say. And then they sweep the Dodgers, beat the Cardinals. They're on a 4-game winning streak. They're going for 5 tonight. It's just been an incredible run. It's been an incredible run. They need to keep it up. They're actually playing like they're capable of. The pitching's been pretty incredible. What we're going to go into today are just some of the guys who have been most impactful during the 4-game win streak. I have some stats pulled up. We'll go through them. And, hopefully the Reds can keep the winning streak going, win 5 straight tonight, win another series against the Dirty Birds, and then keep on moving. So OPS leaders. These are OPS leaders on the 4-game win streak, which you can't really take into account OPS on just a 4-game win streak, but just showing you who's been the best for the Reds on this winning streak. Minimum, I think, 5 at bats. So again, small sample size, but these are the guys who've been very impactful over the 4-game winning streak. Will Benson, 1.5 OPS. I know a lot's been made about Will Benson's struggles, but I'm telling you, if you look at his numbers against right-handed pitching, his WRC plus is 110. He's been above average against right-handed pitching. People just see all the strikeouts. They get frustrated. People see his overall numbers, which look really bad because of how bad he's been against left-handed pitching. He continues to be pretty good against right-handed pitching. Coming up next, everybody's favorite Cincinnati Red, Stuart Fairchild. The amount of people that said Stuart Fairchild shouldn't be anywhere near this roster. He's not an MLB player. He's a quadruple A player. Stuart Fairchild, 1.389 OPS during this stretch. He is in the month of May. He doesn't have enough at bats to qualify because he's really only facing left-handed pitching. He's got like a 946 OPS or something like that. Leads the Reds in OPS in May. He's just mashing left-handed pitching. He is not hitting right-handed pitching at all, but the Reds are finally have some depth to where they don't have to play him against right-handed pitching, and that's what they've done in May, and that's helped him have some success. Again, David Bell putting guys in positions to succeed, which he's always kind of been best at. Number 3, Jonathan India. Jonathan India has really struggled at the plate this year. Never been a very good defensive player, but he's come alive, had some big hits on this stretch on Sunday against Yamamoto. I hope I said that right. He hits it, bases loaded, works the count, rips a ball. He did hit it on the ground, but it was about 104 opposite way, scores 2 runs, and the Reds were off, and they never gave up more than 2 runs. They didn't give up they gave up 1 run on Sunday in the 9th. Jonathan India, 1.25 OPS. Spencer Steer has come back to life, 1.197 OPS. He was going through, he said it himself, he was going through the biggest slump he's ever been through as a professional baseball player. So it's good to see Spencer Steer come back to life. He hit 2 home runs back-to-back days against the Dodgers. Really great to see. The Reds are going to have success. They need Spencer Steer to be one of their better hitters right in the middle of the lineup. Jeimer Candelario has been the Reds' best hitter in May, believe it or not. OPS in the high 700s. He has an OPS of 1.111 over the last 4 games, which has been good. He hit his 6th home run of the night last year. Fun fact, Last night or yesterday, since it was a day game, was the first time Jeimer Candelario has hit a home run in a Reds win. All 5 home runs before that have come in Reds losses. Just an interesting stat. But Jeimer Candelario is finally playing like the guy the Reds thought they signed in the offseason. And then from there, the kind of goes downhill a little bit. Jake Fraley, 780. Jacob Hurterby, 643. Nick Martini, 533. Santiago Espinal, 533. Ellie, 4.66. Ellie continues to struggle. And Stevenson, 2.82. He struggled a little bit as of late. He hit 2 balls really hard yesterday, both caught at the warning track for outs. Jake Fraley, let's talk about Jake Fraley real quick. Pretty interesting season so far. He's hitting 281, I believe. He just has not had much power. The power hasn't been there. But he's hitting the ball hard. He's hitting the ball hard and hitting the ball good. Just the power hasn't been there. I know he was sick for a couple weeks. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. He is arguably the Reds' best hitter against right-handed pitching last year. So hopefully we see that Jake Fraley return. He's a middle of the bat guy against right-handed pitching. We need him to get extra base hits and continue to hit. So hopefully we get that Jake Fraley back soon. But he has hit for pretty good average at least. So he has not been terrible, just hasn't been the Jake Fraley we are used to. Now let's go to the pitching because pitching just continues to carry this team. They have just gotten good start after good start, and the bullpen has been lights out. And the crazy thing about pitching is the bullpen, Louisville has some good guys down there that could easily be in the major league bullpen. They have probably 5 guys that have been really good down there for Louisville this year, and could easily be up. Tony Santillan could be up. Zach Maxwell just got promoted to AAA. He could be up. He throws a high 90s. There's just a lot of guys down there. Evan Kravitz has had a good year. Brooks Kriske, I think it's Kriske that you say his last name. He's had a really good year. Just got some guys have been really good down there for the bats. Casey Legamina is down there. He's had some time with the Reds in the past. The Reds have a lot of pitching depth, and that's been huge for them. When guys like Justin Wilson and Emilio Pagan and Nick Lodolo and TJ Antone get hurt, in the past, that's kind of screwed this team. This year, the Reds pitching hasn't missed a beat. And I think a lot of credit goes to the front office in the offseason, getting a lot of guys, getting pitchers like Brent Suter, and obviously Pagan's hurt now, but Pagan, and Justin Wilson's hurt now, but Justin Wilson and Frankie Montas, and guys that, can provide some of that depth. Just been huge. So let's go over the pitching in the Dodgers series. Fernando Cruz pitched 3 games, didn't allow a single hit or an earned run. He struck out 7 and only walked 1 batter. Fernando Cruz has been lights out since he's been back. Not since he's been back, but since he sort of went through that little rough patch, he's been lights out. Struck out all 5 batters he faced yesterday against the Cardinals. Pretty incredible stuff. His splitter is virtually unhittable. Hunter Greene threw 6 innings, 5 hit, 1 run baseball against the Dodgers on Saturday. Struck out 5 and only walked 1 batter. Hunter Greene continues to go at least 6 innings pretty much every start out. He continues to get better and better. Man, people were all over Hunter Greene at the beginning of the year saying he's just a thrower. He doesn't pitch, blah, 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 blah. Hunter Greene just continues to get better and better. And the deal the Reds signed him might be one of the steals of the century. He's been incredible, and he's only going to get better. He's still young and still learning. Alexis Diaz, I even was to the point I was like, maybe the Reds should think about sending down Alexis Diaz. He's clearly really struggling. He seems to be back. He's pitched the last couple outings. He's been back. He's thrown 1 2/3 inning, not walking a single batter, which is huge. Hasn't allowed a hit. He seems to be attacking guys and just trusting his stuff, which I think is huge. He said after the game, he came in, I don't remember what game it was, but he threw 4 straight balls and everyone was like, here we go again. He said the infield came in there and said, hey, just go after these guys. Like, your stuff's good enough. You're going to get them out. And I don't know if that's really what did it and gave him the confidence to do it, but I love stories like that because a lot of these guys have nasty stuff. Like, if you just attack the zone, they're going to be, their stuff's good enough to get people out. One of the things during this Reds win streak, they've had the least amount of walks per 9 innings than anyone else in Major League Baseball. That's huge. You don't just put guys on base. You make guys have to get hits. it's huge. And that's been a big part of this Reds winning streak as well. I actually saw an article not too long ago. I forget who it was. I think Soriano on the Angels. Um, they said one of the things that helped him realize his stuff was really good. They said they made him stand in the box against his own stuff, which I'm guessing is automation or somehow they can do that. And he said, man, that opened my eyes because my stuff is nasty. Like I can just attack guys and you don't have to be around the edges as much as you kind of think, which is a pretty cool story. So Alexis Diaz has been awesome. We'll go to Nick Martinez, pitched a gem out of the bullpen on Sunday. Brent Suter was the opener in that game. Martinez threw 4 in the third scoreless innings, only allowing 1 hit while striking out 3. Didn't walk a single batter. I put out on the OLX app the other day. I said, if you put Nick Martinez with an opener, he might mess around and win Cy Young. Something about him when he starts games, he struggles and struggles mightily. But when he comes out of the bullpen, he has been absolutely electric this year. And he's been a huge signing for the Reds team. I've said it multiple times before, but what him and Brent Suter can do coming out of the bullpen and pitch multiple innings, that saves the bullpen. That absolutely saves the bullpen. And it's been huge. It's been huge for this Reds team. And he's been a huge part of it. You get a bullpen day against the Dodgers, you're like, this is not going to go well. The last 2 times they did it, both they won both games. They won both games, which is pretty incredible. Huge stuff from Nick Martinez. Lucas Sims has pitched better. Has a 1.46 ERA in his last 15 games. Over the 4-game win streak, he's pitched 2 innings, not allowed a run, only given up 1 hit, 1 walk. Listen, Lucas Sims, people were all over him at the beginning of the year. He's given up some home runs. He's been huge lately. He's been huge, been really good, been the Lucas Sims that we remember. Came out and got a save yesterday when Alexis Diaz wasn't available. So good stuff for Lucas Sims. Sam Mole has been used 3 times in the last 4 games and has not allowed a run. He's faced 8 batters, hasn't even allowed a hit or issued a walk. Sam Mole has been huge for this team. He seems to be back looking like his normal self. And the last guy, or a couple more guys I want to talk about. Nick Lodolo returned yesterday through 5 1/3 innings. Only got 3 strikeouts, which was pretty rare for him. Didn't walk a single batter. Again, this Reds team just isn't walking guys right now, which is huge. He did give up 5 hits through 5 1/3. That's not bad. But Nick Lodolo, just a guy, when he's healthy, you just know you're going to get a good outing out of him. He's just the guy that you trust. And a guy that you just feel like you're going to get a good outing out of Nick Lodolo when he's run out there. And good to see him back. Hopefully he can stay healthy for the rest of the year. Buck Farmer's throwing a scoreless inning for this Reds team in the 4-game win streak. Usually Buck only pitches when the Reds are up by a ton or down by a ton, but he's been pretty valuable to this team. You need some guys in the bullpen that will pitch those innings when you're up by a lot or down by a lot. And Buck Farmer's been pretty good this year. And Carson Spires, he just got sent down, but I think he'll be back up. The Reds he just threw 3 1/3, so he wasn't going to be available for a couple days. The Reds needed some fresh arms after the bullpen day. He threw 3 1/3, allowing 1 earned run, 3 hits, and striking out 3. He's looked pretty good. He's looked pretty good so far for the Reds this year, and I think he can be sort of like a Nick Martinez role for this team. I think it's pretty cool to see what Carson Spires has done. Guy was in Double-A last year. Did get called up by the Reds at the end of the year because all the Reds injuries, but pretty cool story for Carson Spires. It's been good to see what he's been able to do out of the bullpen. But overall, the depth on this pitching staff has just been incredible. When guys get hurt, someone else steps up, someone else gets called up, and they step up. It's just been pretty incredible. So, really awesome things going on in the 4-game win streak. The offense still hasn't been great, but they seem to be getting better. And the pitching staff just keeps doing what they're doing. This team doesn't have to go out and score 7 runs every night. If you consistently score 4 runs or so, you got a chance. You just can't score 0 and 1 run every night like they were doing in the losing streak and when they lost 17-21. Tonight, the Cardinals and the Reds face off again. The Reds go for a series win, and Andrew Abbott is on the mound for the Reds. He's been very solid, and the Cardinals seem to really struggle against left-handed pitching. I love the Reds in this spot. The Cardinals do have, I think, Kyle Gibson on the mound, who's had a really solid year for the Cardinals, but I do like the Reds against right-handed pitching. They have a lot of left-handed bats at GABP. Seems like they're running into some home runs finally, which they weren't for the longest time. We'll see. The Reds really can use another dub. Let's see if we can get this win streak up to 5. I mean, let's go for 12, but let's go one game at a time. Let's go one game at a time. As many times as you can beat division opponents, is huge. And it's just been awesome. Like I said, what a difference a week makes. We were all down in the dumps. We were down in the dumps. We couldn't believe it. This Reds team, the season was over. Everybody said the season was over. And before you know it, you win 4 against the Dodgers or 3 against the Dodgers. You beat the Cardinals and you're 4-game winning streak. And everybody's optimistic again. Baseball's a crazy sport. Now it could go all wrong. And next Monday, I'll be on here and saying it's doom and gloom again. Who knows? But it's been good to see a bounce back, especially when you hadn't won 2 straight games in a month to win 4 straight games. We're on top of the world right now, baby. We're on top of the world. The Reds team is back. TJ Friedel could be back at the end of the week. That's huge for this team. Jacob Hurtubise has been a nice addition. His stats aren't amazing, but he seems to put together nice at bats. Makes a lot of contact in key situations, which is something this Reds team doesn't do. Jeimer Candelario just has been awesome over the month of May, and it's just good to see. So that's it for today. Hopefully the Reds win their 5th straight tonight. When we're back on next Monday on the Queen City Reds, hopefully the Reds are still on a winning streak. Maybe this winning streak will just never end. Maybe the Reds will win forever. Anyway, that's it for today. If you have any questions for next time, put them in the comments. We'll be sure to answer them. Make sure you follow and subscribe. Thanks for following. Thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Go Reds. Beat the Cardinals. Let's win 5 straight. We'll see you next time.